Hey, welcome to the Hauger History Podcast. This is episode 87. I'm Mr. Hauger, and I hope you're doing great wherever you're listening from, studying for exploring, investing, banking, and the labor market. It's great to have you with us. And today, Randy is here.
Hi.
You don't need to lean in, Randy. I mean, that was super loud, but that's okay. We're good, and we're excited. And you know what? Why not be loud and proud about this? So we're reviewing for an econ test, and we're starting off with the nation's central bank. Randy, what's it called?
Well, it's called the Federal Reserve.
Well, you're right. Ding, ding. Good job, Randy. Yeah, the Federal Reserve's in charge of regulating the economy, the banks, making sure everything's linked together, it's healthy, and the monetary policies are set and healthy for the country. Part of having a personal portfolio that's healthy is something that's diversified. That means that investments are what? Does it mean that they're spread across many categories, that they're for new and old investors, that they're for riskier bonds or riskier stocks? What's diversified mean, Randy? He got options that I just read you, and we got multiple choice here. So which one of those looks good to you? What's a portfolio that's diversified?
Well, I'll tell you, it's spread across many categories.
Yes, it is spread across many categories. That was well said and timely, you know? But you know what? When you have a test, you should read through all the answers, right? Because sometimes you feel like your gut is right, and you don't read the rest, and some of them are really good answers. So I like what you did there.
Thank you.
You were just trying to provide a good example for everybody.
Exactly.
It's amazing how you can do that.
Just some test, strategies, try to help out my fellow classmates.
Yeah, just some test strategies happening right now on the Hauger History Podcast. As we move on, we talked about corporations and partnerships and lots of different forms of business. If there are people who are part of a corporation, they're members of it, what are they known as? Are they dividends? Are they shareholders? Are they a brokerage? What are they called?
Shareholders.
They do own a share in the company, but they're actually the board members because they're the ones who are members of the board and who sit on the corporation, make all the decisions. But you know what? You just made me realize, and I do realize since I write these tests, shareholders is not wrong. There's no way you could have a shareholder on a board that doesn't own a piece of the company. That wouldn't make any sense, right? So if you chose C and you came back to me, and I don't know if all teachers do this. I don't think they do. But I feel like if you came up to me and said, yeah, well, aren't they also shareholders? I'd have to at least give you half. But they're board members.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. So that's what we're looking for. Let's talk about more about investments. Let's say you want to invest and you want some return on your money. You want more than the bank's going to give you 0.5% or 1%. So you're looking for the safest investment into government debt. You want to own a little piece of United States government debt, something that repays about 3.2% in 2018. Would you be investing in junk, municipal bonds, the U.S. Treasury, or the Federal Reserve?
Well, you don't want to invest in the U.S. Treasury.
Well, you're right. Yeah, because that's proven to be a safe bet over the long run. Many, many countries own U.S. debt. China owning about 15 or 20% of the U.S. debt at the time that we record. So it's been proven that it returns money every year for that 7-year investment. Let's move on, though. And how about if you're risky? Are you a risky man, Randy? Are you risky, Randy?
I'd like to say I am.
He would like to say, but he can't. But he'd like to. When the chance of a company succeeding in repaying its bonds is low, so the opposite of the U.S. Treasury, they're classified as what? Junk, municipal, U.S. Treasury, or trash?
Junk bonds.
Junk bonds. Yeah, that's you have a very high rate of not getting paid back on this. But if it does pay, you're probably going to earn some larger return percentages.
So
but
don't invest in Sears.
Whoa, yeah, right now it sure seems tough. It's 40 cents this morning, last I checked. So
Really?
20% lower than a couple of days ago. Always involving risk being in the marketplace. Moving on, a shareholder's portion of the profits earned from their principal investment. So when I put money in the bank and they pay me after the year, what's that called? What's that little piece of interest called?
Well, that little piece of interest is what I like to call a dividend.
It is, and it's not just what you like to call it. It's what everybody calls it. So yeah, the dividend is the payment on the portion of the profits earned from principal interest. And I just got an email about dividends. That's exciting. And no one knows what that email's about. Could be about anything.
You could have just made it up for all that I know.
Moving on. Buying and selling stock and bonds represents a portion of a company's ownership. And that happens does that happen in Kickstarter, stock market, municipal bond market, or the bartering system? When do people buy stocks and sell stocks?
Where to say in the stock market?
Yeah, how could you ever have deduced that? That was great. Thanks for
Well-
not saying Kickstarter.
Oh.
That was my
Is
joke.
Is that your choice?
That was my joke answer.
Oh. Why is that?
Because you don't get a piece of the company in Kickstarter. You're just helping fund the company.
I thought you said it was a joke answer, but I'm not laughing. So how does that work?
Well, this is a sad day
It is.
for the podcast. We better just move on.
Good idea.
What kind of investments are protected from the possibility of losing money? Stocks, home ownership, savings accounts, or certificate of deposits? There could be more than one answer here.
Yeah, you could probably put bonds in there.
Bonds is not what
It's
I was
not?
thinking. It is. It could be, but what if your bond doesn't pay back? What if it's a junk bond?
Well, I was
Oh.
okay. Well, if you put that answer there, you could be more specific.
Well, the answer's not there.
Okay, I realize that.
But it's possible that it could be more than one answer.
Well, I'll tell you the answer for this one. It's C.
Okay?
Saving accounts.
That's true. Your saving account is protected. It's not going to lose money. It's insured by the government. Is there another one on there that's guaranteed not to lose value?
Probably certificate of deposit.
Yes. Why?
Well, I mean, it's like a receipt. That's really all.
Kinda. Yeah. It's good. It's true. It's guaranteed that you're not going to earn as much as maybe a stock that has a high dividend, but you're not going to lose any money. It's protected. Also insured by the government to make sure that that money's there for you when you go and get it. As long as you don't pull out early. If you have a 3-month CD and you take it out a week later, you're not going to get any of the interest. So you won't lose money, but you're not going to get any of the value back on the return. Some risk can be balanced by investing in many sectors of the economy. What's that called? It's kind of a repeat of what we talked about earlier.
Diversifying.
Very good. According to a 2017 Harvard business study, what percentage of venture-backed businesses fail in their first year?
75.
Yeah, according to that 2017 study, 75% fail in first year. What country imports more recycled goods than any other country in the world? We watched a video about it in our class.
I'd say China.
I'd say you're right. What industry employs more than 120,000 in the U.S.? It's the fastest growing segment of the entertainment industry.
I'd say probably video games.
Video games is probably correct. And if anyone is waited 8 minutes to get to the rapid fire portion of the program, we're there. All people over age 16 who are looking for jobs in the workforce, and I don't know what, there's a typo there, but are part of
Nair.
Yeah, work Nair. What do you think I was trying to say?
I feel like maybe you're trying to secretly
Looking for work
advertise.
R. Looking for work R, and I put looking for work Nair.
Maybe you're trying to advertise secretly Nair products for hair loss.
Yeah, is that how Nair is spelled? Are they a sponsor of this show?
I don't know.
Would it be-
I didn't know how it's spelled.
Would it be great if like the next episode they are, my hair is all like shiny and thick?
Actually, I think Nair removes your hair.
Oh.
From your face. So
Whoops.
technically your head would still be shiny, but there'd just be no hair on it.
Man, tough life. So labor force, is anyone looking for work are part of the labor force over 16? What's the term when people are relocated offshore to other countries to reduce costs?
Offshoring.
That's
How'd you
right.
say
Well, I thought you didn't say well before that answer.
I did.
Okay, well, you didn't. The main difference between
Well, I will next time.
the main difference between unskilled, semi-skilled, and skilled workers is the required what? Is it wages,
Well, I'll
training,
tell you, it's
trust,
training.
or safety? It is training. Yeah, the more training you are, the more skilled you are. And you don't know this one yet because we haven't done this one.
What's the one?
1911, I'll let you guess though, all right? It's Triangle Shirtwaist Factory in New York City. We're going to learn this next class. 146 women died working in the factory, prompting a call for the what?
Women's trade union.
That's
league.
right. This is a blind guess. Cream of the
I
crop.
actually already know this.
Sure you do. Yeah, last year?
I do.
U.S. history?
Yes, history.
Hey, he was paying attention, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just a hat rack. Yeah, that's not just Nair up there. He's got brains. Bread and butter unionism refers to when unions are protecting the wages, conditions, and the basic needs of workers. We haven't gone over that yet. How could globalization reduce the number of jobs for American workers? Can you think about that? We talked about that kind of briefly. If people are being outsourced, does that mean they could lose jobs here in this country? It does. It does. His silence meant that that's absolutely.
Well, I had to think about it for a brief second.
I only gave you half a second.
Oh, well, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
my neurons were a little slow this
Remember,
morning.
my tests are 27 points. You get 13 minutes. That's it. We got to move on. We got stuff to cover. Like, what are the 3 factors that affect workers' wages?
I don't know that one.
That's tricky. Well, let's talk about it, though. What would make somebody get paid more? What kind of qualities to their job would not be in a lower paying job?
Well, if there was a higher demand for that type of labor.
Good.
obviously it's
Yeah,
more.
so that's one, demand. Why would there be a higher demand for some? What kind of jobs have higher demand? We'll just talk through this whole
Lawyers,
thing. This is what you
doctors.
should do when you're on a test and you have a fill-in answer. Like, have a conversation with yourself. What do lawyers and doctors have that, like, somebody who is just cleaning up something that's a valued job, but
college education.
education is the second one. There could be more than 3. So we have education and demand. What else might make your pay go up? Ooh, we did talk about this. We watched some videos about some people who risk a lot.
So probably the hazard.
Yeah, the conditions on the job, for sure. So there you go. There's 3. You can come up with more than that. But those are 3 that affect workers' wages. Another might be skill level. It might be, another could be the location where you work. You're going to get paid more in California than Kansas. And it could be the cost of living in the area that you work as well. So there you go. Those are good. See, we named 6. You only need 3.
Right.
Give 3 reasons that personal savings and retirement accounts benefit the overall economy. We talked about why they're important to the country.
Well, if you invest more money and have more money in your savings, then the government can take that money and use it for loans in other companies, which then recycles through.
Good. So one could be for loans. Another could be so you don't have to go on welfare or government assistance. That's 2. A third one might be that it helps you overall when you need to make big purchases in life or like pay for the expensive things like college. A fourth one could be that it gives you a safety net and it lets you live more comfortably later in life. So there's 4. You only need 3. And then lastly, can you believe we're already at the end of this? What a journey it's been.
Yeah, I agree. Some people say it's destination, but I really think it's about the journey.
Yeah, and here we are, journeying along with you on the Hauger History Podcast. Last question, what are 3 ways that you can improve your human capital, the skill that you have as a worker? So if you don't know human capital coming into the test, you're missing this one. But how can you improve your value as a worker, Randy?
Well, I'll tell you.
Please.
You can, get some more education. You can you could move to a place that pays more based on the conditions and hazards of your work.
Okay. That's all right.
Well, like if you're a lawyer.
Keep going.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
I'm not sure another one.
You said education.
Yeah.
What about training? Could you get more training?
Wouldn't that? Yeah, I guess.
Because as a teacher, it wouldn't be education. Like I could go to do more conferences and work my way up the unit scale.
So like leadership training, kind of.
Sure.
Or that's just a general of training.
That is a general of training. Yep.
General.
Well,
training.
As generals of training you for this test, you're ready. Go get it. Knock it out. Review your notes. Come to class ready and prepared. Hope it helps you in your studies. A lot of people listen that aren't at our school, so this is kind of cool. We say hello to you. You want to wave on camera? Just get that hand in there.
Which way?
Find out which way the camera's pointed in your life, everybody. We'll see you on the next edition of the Hauger History Podcast. On behalf of Randy.
Hi.
Goodbye.